Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Sabbath. I'm really happy to be able to bring the kid story to you guys today. So I'm going to share my screen and let me see, where is it? Here we go. All right. So as a little girl, I remember my dad frequently telling me John 14, verses 1 through 3. And it was something that he'd repeat over and over, and he would ask me to repeat till I memorized it. My dad only spoke Spanish, though, so I memorized this in Spanish. So here it is in English. Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not be sad or afraid. Believe in God and also believe in me. There are many rooms in my Father's house. I will go now so that I can prepare a place for you there. If it were not true, I would not have told you this. After I have prepared a place for you, I will return. Then I will take you so that you will be with me, and you will be where I am." Let me tell you guys a little bit about what happened a couple weeks back in my house. So I have two little boys. One is 4 years old, and his name is Ezekiel, and the other is 2, and his name is Isaiah. So Ezekiel and Isaiah were digging through grandma's drawers, and they found some treasure. They found their grandfather's old cell phone. So Ezekiel was about a year old when his grandfather passed away. And he has very fond memories of his grandfather. And he talks about him at least once a week as if he were still here. He talks about the fun things that they did together, and he talks about wanting to see him again in heaven. And he asks me questions about him and what he was like. But Isaiah didn't get a chance to meet his grandpa. So while they found grandpa's old cell phone, since it's been a while since grandpa was here, the battery was dead. So they asked grandma, "I wonder if it still works. Grandma, could you please connect it, charge it up a little bit, and see if we can still get it to work?" So grandma did, and it worked, and they were just so excited, and they were playing with it and looking through the pictures and looking at some of the applications that were downloaded on the phone, and they found the Bible study app, and they thought it was so cool that they were getting an insight as to what grandpa's cell phone had. And so they were playing with it, and then Ezekiel came up with an idea, and he said, "Mom, what do you think about putting the phone away and we save it so that it can keeps its charge? That way when we see grandpa in heaven, I can take it to him and I can tell him, 'Here you go, grandpa. Here's your cell phone. I've been saving it for you.'" Well, I thought that was a great idea, but the problem was Isaiah really wanted to play with the cell phone. So we decided that we would talk about it as a family and come up with a solution, because he really wanted to save it and Isaiah really wanted to continue playing with it. So we started talking about heaven, and we were talking about, would we even need a cell phone in heaven? And of course, we don't know exactly what heaven is like. We only get little glimpses of heaven when we read through our Bibles. And so we were thinking that we probably may not need a cell phone in heaven, that we would probably all get to hang out together with God and listen to Jesus' stories, and maybe we would want to go out and explore. And so if we needed to talk to anyone, we can just go out and find them. I figured it would be easy enough and that we wouldn't need to have a cell phone. But I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like in heaven. So I wanted to share, since we're talking about heaven, some of the fun things that we've talked about besides getting to see our family when we get there. So the biggest thing that we talk about is how every eye will get to see Jesus on his second coming, and that it doesn't matter where you are in the world, that you'll get to see heaven. Look up into heaven and see Jesus coming down in his throne with all of his angels. It's just going to be so exciting. We get to talk about what it's going to be like there, how it's going to be beautiful. And everything is going to glow and glimmer and shine. And we'll get to see beautiful gardens there. I really, really look forward to the gardens. That's one of my favorite things. And we'll get to be with Jesus and talk to him and hear his stories of what it was like when he was living here and what it was probably like watching us. And maybe he can tell us a story about something that we did, because he's always paying attention to us. And he can tell us about, oh, when you were little, you did this, you did that. Just another thing that we talk a lot about is getting a crown, and I just realized the crown is cropped out of this picture, but Jesus calling our name and saying, you are chosen and you get a crown, and how wonderful and spectacular it must feel to have this beautiful crown on your head and to know that you can spend the rest of eternity with God in heaven, and then we'll relocate and we'll come live on earth again, but we'll have a brand new earth. That's just super exciting. And the streets of gold, I know some of us really think of this beautiful, magical place that we're going to go to in heaven, and it's just so exciting. Another thing that we've talked about is being able to enjoy the animals, because they're not going to be mean. They're going to be so tame, and we'll get to feed them and play with them and pet them. It's going to be so exciting. Oh, and then fruit. That's another thing we've been talking about, how the fruit's going to be perfect. And I could imagine sometimes when I eat blueberries, there's a couple that are sweet, there's a couple that are too tart, and there's a couple that are just right. And so I'm guessing that when we get to heaven, all of the food's going to be so perfect. And the food that we're going to get to eat is going to help us live forever. And so those are some of the exciting things. All right. So I wanted, when we do Kid Story, one of my favorite things is being able to ask the kids questions about what they look forward to. And so some of the moms were awesome enough to record their kids so that we can have some kid participation today. All right, so here is what they said.
Benjamin, what do you look forward to in heaven?
I look forward to seeing Jesus for the first time in my life, and I look forward to seeing all of my family members in heaven alive, and I look forward to seeing Jesus answering all of the questions that I have for him.
Andre, what do you look forward to in heaven?
I look forward to seeing Jesus Christ for the first time in my life and to see my family in heaven. I can't wait to see him and ask him all the questions I have in my head, to touch and see the holes in his hands and feet when he died in the cross for us. I want Jesus to come with me.
You want Jesus to come with you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else you want to do in heaven?
Yeah.
What else do you want to do in heaven?
I go to heaven.
You want to go to heaven?
Yeah. I want to do that.
Hi, Matthew and Marley. What are you looking forward to most when you get to heaven?
I'm looking forward to meeting Jesus and everybody else. And I'm also forward to meet my family that died and my dog.
Matthew, what about you?
I'm looking forward to see everyone that in this family that have died the past day. The first thing I see is Jesus Christ, because he's the one who brought us to this planet Earth. He's the one who made us. So I'm looking forward to see him first. And I'm looking forward to see everyone that I've met in this family in heaven. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
What do you look forward to in heaven?
I want to pet the giraffe and pet the lion, pet all the animals, and talk to Jesus and everything to do. Yeah.
Joshua, what do you look forward to in heaven?
I want to get a Golden Gate Bridge made out of gold. And I want to pet the animals. I want to talk to Jesus. I want to go to the Golden City. And that's it.
That was fun. So if you didn't get a chance to participate, share with your mom and dad. What are you really looking forward to in heaven? What do you really want to do when you get there? I can't wait to hear it. Bye.